Are you still here? Did you get my message? Yes. Jacqueline, I did get your payment. I got a payment for Pau and I got a payment for Jacqueline. So I have both of you. You're both ready on the list. So I'm excited. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Is that better? I don't know if it's better, but hello everyone and welcome. My name is Erin. I'm a frequency and clarity coach, and today I am here. Yes, Pow, I got you. I saw you. I don't know if you heard what I was saying earlier. I did get you, and I also sent you a message on Venmo to let you know, yes, I was going to be live. So Pow is first on the list, and then Jacqueline is second on the list. But anyway, let me introduce myself. If you're here live with us or if you're watching with the replay, my name is Erin. I'm an intuitive, and I am here offering oracle card readings today. Readings are $25 US, and it's payable through Venmo or PayPal. My name is Consciously Erin on all platforms. All platforms. It's expelled. It's exactly the same on every single platform. There is no secret one, you know what I mean? So if you are getting a different account sending you messages, please understand that is not me, right? There's a lot of fake accounts out there. They take advantage of my information and my followers. These are general energetic readings. The way this works is once I receive a payment, I get a notification, you go on the list, and then I go in order of the list. I'm going to tell you everything that comes forward when I tap into your energy. I get a lot of imagery, a lot of colors, and then I'm going to use my cards to give us clarity on that information that I received, okay? This is all a pile of crochet right here. This is all of the projects I've been working on, so pay no attention. Anyway, the best part about getting a reading on YouTube is that after the live is over, there's going to be a replay available to you on my YouTube channel. You can go back and rewatch your reading. And I encourage you to rewatch your reading more than once because there's a lot of information in there. When I'm in my channel, I cannot control the speed at which I speak. Thanks. I cannot control the speed at which I speak. So definitely up to you to go back and rewatch that. I encourage you strongly to do that. Hello, good morning, Meta. Good morning, good morning. Look at my pile of crochet over here. So here are a couple rules for being in this room in general. This is a loving and accepting room. We will not tolerate hate mail. Right? We're not going to tolerate hate mail. I have a couple mods that come in the room when they have the opportunity, and they are going to run this space like a well-oiled machine. So if you have something hateful to say, something judgmental to say, I encourage you to keep it to yourself. It doesn't belong in the chat, okay? If you come in here and you feel the need just to say something mean, I'd encourage you, instead of doing that, to ask yourself why you feel that way. Are you using, for example, Jesus as an excuse to judge someone else when Jesus would have never judged? I don't know, just saying. Anyway, we're not going to pull attention to it. We get rid of them as much as possible. The other thing I would encourage you to do, if you don't mind, is like this live. Go outside the live, hit the like button. It does help me as a creator. This is how I pay my bills, folks. So it does help me. I do have a lot of resources available to you. This is the last plug, and then we're going to get into the readings. I do have a lot of resources available to you. I am a teacher by nature. I'm a frequency modulator. When you interact with me and the material that I produce, it helps to bring your frequency to a different point, right? There are plenty of spots available. Meta can help you out there, Vicky. So I have several apps. The first app I have is the school app. If you go into the description for this video, there are going to be links in there, okay? The school classroom is where you can find several different things. The first thing there are 2 free classes, one about the Schumann resonance, which I talk about every morning, and the other one is on the everyday energy, how energy works in your body, how you interact with energy. Those classes are free. It's free to join. You're welcome to go enjoy those classes. But there are also several other things available to you. I have a 10-unit bundle called the Fundamentals of Frequency. or frequency fundamentals, I'm sorry. And that bundle of classes, it's 10 different classes. Each class comes with a video lecture, comes with written material. It's just like a university classroom. But if that's too much for you or too overwhelming, each one of those units is also offered individually. So you could do it that way if you want to. It's your pace. You don't have to attend. Next space is the Patreon channel. Patreon is a little less structured and a little more informal, right? So every Wednesday on Patreon, there is a new news article that comes out that I write that connects spirit and science. Ooh, my channel's already getting lit up. It connects science and spirituality. It comes from the perspective of trying to understand that they should be speaking to each other. I'm going to lose this thought here in a second. They should be speaking to each other, okay? Also, it's a great place to meet other people of like minds. It is the first place that I announce any sort of collaborations with other creators like Reiki Rachel or Sam with Spirituality with Sam. I do collaborations with these people. So if you want to be part of that, this is the first place you're going to get that notification. Membership over there is only $5 a month. And I promise you, there's more information available to you as part of that $5 membership in the shop than you could read in 6 months' time. So it is well worth it. It is completely up to you how you want to take advantage of all this information. I can only offer what I have for you. The best way to help me out as a creator, if you don't want to, if you don't have the money to spend, which I understand, or you don't want to spend money or you're not interested in spending money, if you like my videos, that helps me, friends. It helps me. And if you have the option on YouTube to do the little cheers, that helps me too. So that's a great way to support me. All right. Pow, say hello for me. You are up first. So the list is open, you guys. Readings are $25. Venmo and PayPal are available to you. Consciously Erin is the name across both platforms. The way this works is once you send a payment, I get a notification. You go on the list. I go in order of the list. The replay is available to you later on YouTube. There you are. I see you, friend. Mom of boys. God bless you. I only have one. I don't know how you would do it with multiple. I don't know. I have one and married one. I don't know. Sounds scary. I bet you did it with grace and love. All right, here we go, pal. I'm going to tap into your energy. Do me a favor. Take a nice, big, deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. These readings are going to be very interesting today. I'm just going to let you guys know because we're in a very transitional state energetically as a collective. Not as Americans, not as an awakened collective, but as humanity, as Homo sapiens. We are transitioning from Homo sapien to Homo universalis. There are 4 doors that will open for us as humanity before we hit this. 2 have opened. 1 is almost ready to open. It's making a lot of people very concerned and things feel cloudy, and this is coming up in a lot of collective readings, so I just want to let you know that. How, as I come into your reading, I am standing with someone in this space. It's a room that looks like the feeling I have is overwhelmed. So I'm in the room and it's as if there's stacks and stacks of material, some clothes. It's almost like I need to pack this house to go, but there's so much in there that I'm overwhelmed just looking at it. That's the feeling that I have, right? So when I look around, a lot of this feels like luggage, like there's old clothes, there's old books, everything looks and feels old to me. So it's old ideas, right? The fact that you're in a house and you're wanting to pack the bags to move forward, this to me is an indication of getting ready to move outside of your comfort zone. But there's this overwhelm, as if I don't know where to separate it, I don't know where to go, I don't know, and I feel like it's feeding itself, like it's amping itself up. As I'm watching, so I'm off to the side and I'm watching this person in the middle of the room that's a reflection of you. As I'm watching this person in the middle of the room, there's I hate to use the word presence because it's not a person. It's like an energy. It's like a, God, you know when you're in, when you're in the house and your grandma's making cookies and you're in the back room and all of a sudden you get that very soft whiff of fresh cooked cookies, that soft sugary smell that just makes you stop and sort of just take a breath. When I look at your energy, I have to admit, it looks like there's a feeling of overwhelm overall in your energy. I feel like you're giving a lot of attention to things that you don't need to bring with you to whatever is coming next, right? Dorothy, I see you. I feel like you are over planning or overthinking something. I understand there's this feeling of I want to be ready, I want to be ready, I want to be prepared, something like this, but it's not about that. This is what we're leaving behind, is the feeling that we have to turn outside of ourselves for preparation, right? Rochelle, I see you. The fact that we have to turn outside of ourselves for clarity and preparation. This is what we're letting go of. There's this feeling of putting an arm around you and saying it's going to be okay. You don't have to take any of this old stuff with you. That we're going to start something different and something new. And I know right now things feel overwhelming, and I know right now you don't see a clear path, and I know right now you don't know the right things to do, but it's okay. It's okay. So pull your energy back to you. Station yourself, calm yourself down, and just remember it's gonna be okay. You don't have to know how, and don't drive yourself crazy trying to figure it out. I'm not saying, of course, to ignore your life. I'm not. But I am saying don't make your concerns the centerpiece of your dinner table. I think there's a lot of shifts happening in the world physically around us, and you're gonna witness these changes just along with the rest of us, and I think that all of us are going to be in a different place than we expect to be in the next few months. And I'm trying to get you to relax into the change instead of hold on to what you know through a change that's going to make you let go of it anyway. You see what I'm saying? All right. Pal, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Number one, my guides want you to understand that you are making progress. You are making progress, but they're asking you to sort of let go of these old things, these old ideas, this luggage feeling stuff that feels like you want to bring it with you, right? My guides are asking you to have better judgment on where you put your attention and what you pack in your bag, so to speak, right? You're going to be asked to step outside of your comfort zone. You're going to be asked to embrace something new and different. And in order to do that, you can't bring the old stuff with you, or it's going to make you feel off balance. So they're asking you to just calm down, take a breath, and focus. Focus on you, focus on how you feel. Even in the face of some disagreements or clashed arguments or clashed interests around you, they're asking you to call your attention here, to allow this to be where you sit, to allow this to be what guides you, to allow that to be what permeates your energy. And when you do, friend, that's when you're going to see that it's going to be okay, that everything's going to work itself out. I can't tell you exactly how. I don't know when. I don't know any of that stuff to tell you. I can just tell you that it will. It's going to work itself out. This feels like it has a lot of very physical things to it, and it feels like probably finances are part of that. So I'm not telling you to be careless with your money, but I am telling you that your finances, obviously they matter, but I think it's going to be okay. I really do. Hello, Tracy. Thank you. Good morning, Sacred Spirit. It's foggy where I am too, Sharon. Good morning, Deborah. XYZ. Hello. Hello, North Carolina. You hear me? Okay. All right, good. All right, Jacqueline, you are up next. After Jacqueline is Dorothy, and then Rochelle. After Rochelle, the list is open. Readings are $25. Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are all available to you. Remember that. These are general energetic readings. I feel like these are going to be very forward-facing readings, most of them anyway. I think some of you have some triggers that need to be addressed before you can move forward, and that might get brought up. She might get a little spicy, but there's a lot of forward feeling. There's a lot of optimism in the air this morning, even in the fog. Focus on the optimism. The more we come together, the brighter the light, right? And there's this feeling of coming together, finding community, being together, supporting each other, looking forward. That's the good feeling. Jessica, I see you, and you are on the list. What'd you say, Jacqueline? Where are you? American Abstract. I got you, Jacqueline. I wasn't going to do a reading, but after what you said about them being interesting now, I don't know. Well, I would say don't talk yourself into it. I'm not a fan of talking yourself into it. I want you to just go with how you feel. Genuinely go with how you feel. So give it some time. See how you feel, okay? All right, Jacqueline, American Abstract. I got you. Jacqueline. I'm excited about your reading. Here we go. Do me a favor. I'm sorry. You know, it's like that thing where your mom's on the phone with your teacher and she's making faces and you can't hear anything she's saying. I realize that's what I'm doing and I apologize, but I can't help it. I love it when I kind of get a sneak peek of what's to come, you know? Hi, Robert. I'm so sorry. I cannot send you, please do not send payment through YouTube, just like it says in the description. YouTube, I get half of that. So, Robert, I am happy to pull a few cards for you in a minute if you hang on, but please, just like the description says, do not send payment through YouTube. Please do not do that. Okay? Robert, I will pull a few cards for you, but it's going to be just a few minutes. I have a couple people on the list, but remind me, okay? After Jessica. I apologize, but YouTube usually literally gets half of that, so I can't do that. All right, I'm sorry. Jacqueline, I got to refocus on you. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. All right, Jacqueline, here we go. Do me a favor, friend. Take a nice, big, deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. Jacqueline, I am looking at someone standing on the front porch of a house with a warm cup of coffee or something in their hands. In a rocking chair. None of this is literal. This is all visions of ways to convey information to you. So hang out, okay? I'm going to explain it. Sitting on the porch, right, in the rocking chair. On one side, on my right side, there is a sunset, okay? It is a beautiful sunset, and it's got these beautiful, rich, orangey red colors, okay? But on my left side, there is a sunrise, and the sunrise has, this bright yellow golden color to it, like a very bright sun, right? So these two things are equidistant on the horizon, like each one of them is split directly in half on the horizon. I hope I'm conveying that correctly. They're sitting equally apart. You're sitting in the center. You're sitting in the chair. You're rocking yourself, and you're drinking your hot chocolate or your. To me, it smells like hot chocolate. I don't know that it is. That could be my own bias. I don't like coffee, so. It smells like hot chocolate. It seems to me like you're sipping. There's a sense of contentment. I feel like you're aware of both of these things vaguely. I don't think that you're paying attention too much to either one, that you're right in the middle of the balance of these, okay? So lots and lots and lots of imagery here. First thing I want to point out is being in the house is being in your comfort zone. When you're out on the porch, it's an indication from your energy that you're ready. Your energy's open. It's ready to take the next step. It's ready to explore. As I look to my right and I see the sun setting with these fiery reds and oranges, there's no sense of fear, no sense of frustration. There's a very natural sense of movement. Like this is what normally happens at the end of the day. Something is ending. The sunset is always an indication of the end of a season, the end of a era, the end of a day, the end of something, right? The color red and the color orange are tied to the lowest two chakras on your physical body, right? The red being about stability, it's where you hold your entire worldview. It's your root, right? Vicky, I see you. It's where you hold your entire worldview, right? This is involved in this. Something you've been holding on to tightly as a belief system is ending or coming to a natural movement in evolution. Opening up that sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the home to where you wear all your name tags, where all those relationships are held, how the world sees you. That means that there's a shift in the role that you fulfill as a result of the opening in the root chakra, right? On the other side is the sunrise. This is a new beginning. This has a lot of yellow and a lot of golden in it. Yellow is the color of the solar plexus. This is the way you see yourself. This is rising to the surface. The way you see yourself is is coming to the light, coming to fruition, right? It's changing. It's blooming into a new day, a new version, a new whatever. The golden around it is really interesting because my guides always use the color gold, almost always use the color gold to indicate an opportunity, like golden opportunity, right? So when I look at this, there's this feeling of the more you allow yourself to embrace whatever this is that's calling you forward into this feeling of self, the more opportunity tends to find you, is what it feels like. I can't tell you exactly what it looks like. I know that it very much has the feeling of being myself completely. There's also the feeling of natural evolution from one thing ending and another thing beginning. I don't know if there's significance to one being on the right and one being on the left. It could be because I'm right-handed. I don't know. I'm not getting any specific significance. I think that's more up to you. But you're right in the middle. It shows me you're right in the middle of the two things. Okay. Jacqueline, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. I love the confirmation. My guides are acknowledging a restlessness in your energy. This is because you're closer to where you're going than where you are. That feeling of being closer in frequency to the sunrise than the sunset this is what they're saying. They're asking you to be patient and kind with yourself as you make your way through this transition because there's a lot of change happening in your root space. This may require you to be patient longer than expected, especially with things that seem to come out of nowhere. If you're suddenly feeling unexpectedly unstable or like things are going wrong, be patient with it and relax your way through it. I know that's easy to say and hard to do, but that's what they're telling you because, friend, you're walking towards a new phase in your awakening experience where you will learn to see the truth of who you are and your place in this world. It brings forward a collaborative team to help you through this, as if both physical and metaphysical arrange to offer you support. My guides tell me that the Wheel of Fortune has spun around on this side over here where the sunrise is happening and tells you change is coming. Relax into it. Allow yourself to stay in balance. I love that this confirms that feeling of being right in the center, right? Allow yourself to stay in balance with who you are as you move forward in this change. They want you to understand that there may be some family dispute that comes up. It could be the idea of some people may not necessarily like or understand why you want to do what you want to do. But what they want you to understand is this is about you, not them. So continue forward, taking those steps on whatever you need to do for yourself. Dorothy. Oh, you're up next, Dorothy. Jacqueline, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope that was helpful, Jacqueline. I hope that was healthy. Healthy. I hope it was helpful. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for watching my morning updates. Good morning, Whitney. Like mom. Good morning. Good morning. Jacqueline, thank you again for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you. Good. Thank you so much. I see my son walking my dog. He's home from school. Dorothy says, I've come into this world with a lot of rarities. Blood type, natural hair color, name, all under 3% in the world. Why and what am I supposed to do with it? That's a really deep question, Dorothy. You're up next, so we're going to get started, okay? The first thing that comes to mind is I want you to understand that you've got to let go of your attachment to the definitions that you hold for yourself and things around you. Labels are very human, and it feels to me like part of your journey is learning to let go of the rigidness in where you focus. The idea that you are one thing is very limited in its perception. You are not one thing. You are everything in various degrees. So when you say, what am I and what am I supposed to do with it, you're limiting yourself. And I would ask you to say instead, where do I feel most drawn? Where do I feel most authentic in my expression? Is it when I'm doing card readings? Is it when I'm doing energy work? Is it when I'm meditating? Find what helps you feel like you're not pretending, where you don't have to put on a front, where you're not trying to explain yourself, where you're comfortable to sit. Find that place. And for a lot of people, that's very, very hard to find, right? And maybe that's part of your job, but I can tell you that being caught up in needing a definition and a clear idea of who I am, where I'm going, why am I doing it, is 100% going to put the brakes on everything that you are doing, because law of attraction does not give a rip what you say. It cares 100% about what you do. And when you speak in that manner, you come from a place of lack. I need to know this so that I can do whatever. You're never going to make progress that way, friend. You have to recognize that you are an unlimited being in a limited environment. So you have to learn to work with yourself instead of fighting against everybody else. Don't work to prove someone else wrong. Work to prove yourself right. Stop comparing yourself to other people and only compare yourself to earlier versions of you. Apples to apples, apples to apples always. It's very easy to get caught up in that game of comparison. But comparison, Dorothy specifically, comparison is the sneak thief of joy. Why are you looking at other people and measuring your life by their yardstick? You have no idea what they've been through. They have no idea what you've been through. And there is no race, qualification, or end result goal, right? If you feel in your heart that you are a star being, then allow yourself to believe that you are a star being. Why are you looking to me for confirmation? Don't do that to yourself. That's part of your work, is learning to trust yourself, learning to trust your own intuition, learning to trust what you're hearing, and stop looking to someone else to prove it for you. And I understand that when you were young, there was a lot of, you don't know what's best for you. You listen to me. I get it. It's happened to the majority of us. Probably still happening to a lot of us. The hard work comes when you say, no, no, no. I do know what's best for me. And turning the lens around. That's where the hard work is. And it takes sometimes years to get through that. Dorothy, if you're asking me, are you connected? Yes. Are you asking me, do you have any clairs? Yes, you have all the clairs. Are you asking me, is your energy balanced? No. Your energy is very focused on physical. It's very focused on prove it to me, and then I'll believe it. And that's never going to work for you in the metaphysical. And while I want to be encouraging and loving, I feel like my guide's being a little spicy with this, because it feels like you already know you do this. And it's a cycle you repeat, or a pattern you repeat. And you do okay for a little bit, and then you slide right back. That's a clear indication that you have an aspect of your shadow that needs your attention. And I feel like if you can address that and let go of that, there's no telling where you're going to go. It's like a rubber band pulled back really, really strong and then released. You got to let go. You got to let go. You're working too hard to define something that is Freudian slip, divine in nature. It's not siloed. It will not be siloed. Your human life is full of this. Your metaphysical life is a 180 balance to your physical life. There are no strict definitions. There are no hard and fast rules. Everything is everything all at once, right? You are everything, anything, and nothing all at the same time, depending on your choice of focus, right? You can tell yourself you're nothing. Water, ice, and vapor are all the same molecules, arranged in different ways and at different rates of vibration. You can be all of these things at once, depending on your focus, your rate of vibration. So choose wisely. Be the vapor. Fill the room. Be the vapor, right? Dorothy, this is what my guides have to say. So I am not going to remember that in about 20 seconds, and I feel like I need to apologize because it feels like it was very mean, and I'm sorry. You must have needed to hear it. Dorothy, this is what my guides have to say. You have the opportunity to walk into a bright, brand new future, but you are holding yourself back, right? There's a feeling of needing to put in work, like I need to earn this or do this or something like this, like I need to work. And there's just this feeling of, no, you're coming at this from the wrong way, right? And that comes from a feeling of not having stability in your life when you were younger. I have to prove myself. I have to prove my worth, right? That is not how the metaphysical world works, friend. You never have to prove yourself. The fact that you're aware that there's something else available to you absolutely makes you receptive to what's out there. You hold yourself back from receiving it. So, My guides are asking you, turn towards those things that inspire you the most. Find the thing that feels the best and focus there. This will let go of the momentum of energy that you have built up behind you because you've been looking to outside for proof for so long. This is going to take some time, and you're going to need to turn inward to figure this out. And I understand how frustrating it can be, but this is where you get over that feeling of self-defeat, because the rope that you've wrapped around yourself is planted deep down in that root, and it's been there a long time. Hey, Chrissy, my guides want you to understand, again, you have the opportunity to go somewhere brand new, but it is your fear that holds you back. You can't wait for someone to tell you it's the right time or to do it now or anything like that. You have to learn to listen to yourself. And while I'm a fan of, obviously, readings, don't turn to them as your crutch, okay? My guides want you to understand. The death card is here. The old version of you is trying desperately to die away, but it's saying you have to let go of the old version, right? My guides tell me trying to control it too much, trying to define it too much is going to slow the process down. Remember, everything is a direct opposite, right? So this universe is dualistic in nature. If your metaphysical world is full of strict definitions, if your physical world is full of strict definitions, your metaphysical world by definition must have none. It is a 180-degree difference. The more you tell yourself that your metaphysical world has to look like your physical world, the more you will hold yourself back. My guides do want to confirm for you, you have a good, strong connection to your higher self, and you are being welcomed into this new role, but you have got to allow yourself to actually see it for what it is. Stop telling yourself it has to be defined. Right? You got to stop telling yourself that. Dorothy, thank you so much. I feel like I need to apologize. I'm sorry if I was a little spicy. My guys, I'm telling you guys, she's not playing around these days because there's so many changes happening in the world. My guys are like, we're doing this and we're doing this now. Dorothy, thank you so much. I can't help it. I need one. Rochelle, you are up next. Rochelle is up next, then Jessica, and then we're going to pull a few cards for Robert, and then Vicky is up after that. The list is still open. Readings are $25. Sometimes we need the sass. That's right. Readings are $25 US. Venmo and PayPal are available to you. My name is Consciously Erin on both platforms. It is spelled exactly the same as it is for my YouTube name. Robert wanted to know if he could pay the difference. If you want to. So I get half of the 25. So if you want to send the other half through Venmo or PayPal, I'm down with that, and we could do a full reading. I am 100% okay with that. I apologize. I try to tell people, I put it in the description. It kind of sucks, but I can't change it. I'm so sorry. I'm completely down with that. Of course, Robert. I understand. I get it. All right. All right, here we go. Rochelle, say hello for me, my friend. I am excited to read for you. Come on down and say hello. Show me where you are. Come on down, Rochelle. I love this frequency. I don't know if you guys can even hear the music in the background, but the song that's playing has this frequency embedded in the back, a musical frequency embedded in the undertrack of the music, and it's called the Golden Ratio. And it's absolutely beautiful. Hello, Sacred Spirit Shamanic Reiki. That's you? Thank you, Melissa. Excuse me. All right, Sacred Spirit Shamanic Reiki. That's you, Rochelle. I love it. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly. All right, Rochelle, I am excited to read for you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate you. That explains why you have so much purple around your energy. I could feel it coming forward, and I'm like, what is that? That explains it. That explains it. All right, Rochelle, here we go. Do me a favor, my friend. Take a nice, big, deep breath in, all the way down to your toes, and release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. So, Rochelle, I look at your energy, and the first thing I heard as I was connecting, the reason I sort of giggled, laughed to myself, is because my guide is over here like, I hope she's ready for this. I hope she's ready for this. Not this reading, but what's coming up, okay? They're showing me a lot of imagery, so I'm going to try to work my way through it. The first thing I see is someone who looks like they're sitting at a drafting table, and they're diligently working on something. This is being shown to me in a sepia tone, which tells me it's in the past, it's already happened. Also, please remember that my guides use metaphor to convey image, to convey ideas, and it's not necessarily a physical description. So I am seeing a reflection of you sitting at a drafting table, creating something. It's like an architect. The word architect comes to mind. I'm designing something, right? And there's furiously working on it. Not because I feel pressured or like I have to, but because the passion inside of me lit like a fire, and I sat down and I started laying the groundwork for some dream that I had. This again is being shown to me in the past. I feel as though as things progress, there's all these like obstacles that kind of come up. You know, they're showing me someone having an argument with a contractor, then the land doesn't work, and there's all these obstacles that come up, but all the time she's got the blueprint in her hand, and I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to compromise, right? No, I'm going to wait until I find the right piece of land. No, I'm going to wait until I find the contractor who understands what I'm trying to freaking say. No, I'm going to wait. And even though the feeling was urgent, I need to make this happen, I need to make this happen, there was a patience that played itself out that was necessary to get you to where you're going, okay? That feels very important. I feel as though the sepia tone is fading away, and it's like Dorothy going from In the House to Oz. The colors are coming out. I feel like there is a turning point in the next, and I'm not a predictive psychic, but I'm going to put this out there. There is a turning point in the next few, I'm going to say 6 months, in the next 6 months sometime, where something changes. And the way they're showing it to me, as if you've been looking for a piece of property, the right piece of property, the right piece of property, and all of a sudden, there it is. And it almost feels accidental. It feels like a surprise, a happy surprise. It feels like I didn't even think to look there. It feels, all of those feels are in this. And the way they're showing it to me is like a slow motion movie. Like you walk onto this beautiful piece of property in slow motion, and the birds are singing, and there's this beautiful light sort of flooding in. Roberto, I see you, Robert. There's this beautiful light sort of flooding in. And there's just this sense of welcoming and just coming home, and I want to take a deep breath. And I understand that this is a little bit in the future, and that right now it's hard for you to feel that. But I also, my guides are telling me that when you calm yourself down in those quiet moments, that's where you go. Go there in your mind, build up the momentum there. Go to whatever this land represents for you physically. Go there, build it up in your mind, get the momentum going, so that when you walk into that space, you can have that surreal moment of realization. Oh my God, here it is. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Right? Because it's coming, and I want you to fully understand and take that in. I really want you to take that in, all right? So, Rochelle, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Just confirmation. They want you to reach for your enthusiasm now more than ever. Stop overwhelming yourself with the feeling of how is this going to happen. It's already in motion. It's making its way to you. You got to stop looking so hard for the answer that's already there. I know that you feel frustrated, but they're asking you to just try to relax, okay? You are working your way through expansion. You, your family, you're going to be fine. Everything's going to work out. You are calling together the cooperative components that are going to help you to regain a sense of equilibrium or balance in your energy. Once that happens, that's where the liberation can be found, okay? Is finding the balance between you, what you're putting out, what you're putting back, all those things, right? Once you find that, that's when it happens. Look at that. There's the death card. This is the old version of you dying away, and a new version is coming forward. One built on your inspiration, and one held together by all the cooperative components that you've pulled for yourself. This is very, very much connected to the spiritual side, but also has a physical side to it, which is why you are tending to overthink it, because you can feel the vibration of it. But this is literally taking you somewhere you've never been before. So you can't judge it based on any of your previous experiences. You're not going to have anything to compare it to. It's brand new. So you're being asked to, again, like other people, I think, relax into what's coming. There's this sense of finding the perfect piece of land or the perfect whatever and settling into it. You know, it just feels really, really good. I would say in the next 6 months, honestly, Rochelle. That's a good question. Can you send love to someone every day or online once and then leave it to the universe? You can. Everything is frequency. Everything is frequency. Energy is outside time and space. So, for example, if someone like Reiki Rachel makes a recording of a Reiki activation, whenever you open that recording and listen to it, you are getting the frequency that she infused into it, because the intention behind it was such. Your intention is number one. So if you intend for them to receive love every time they smell roses or every time they walk into whatever, then that's what happens. Are they aware of it? Maybe not, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You have to let go of your attachment to the idea that they have to be able to recognize it, because then you're putting the power in their hands, and that's just not possible. Mitch, I see you. Love from the Netherlands, yes. All right. Jessica, you are up next. Come on down and say hello. I'm very excited to read for you, my friend. Come on down and say hello. After Jessica is Robert, and then Vicky, and then Mitch. I do have plenty of space available, so please come on down if you want to get on the list. They are $25 US through Venmo, PayPal. If I have not said your name and you sent a payment, please make sure that you say something to my mods, okay? On the list, Jessica is up now. I see you down there, friend. And then Robert, Vicky, and Mitch. That's who I have on the list so far. If you have a specific question, Robert, you can send the question, but it's up to you. It's whatever you want. It's your reading. It can't be about someone else, though. I'm not going to tap into their energy at all. Okay, Barbara, I see you. All right. Well, just relax. It'll be your turn in just a minute. Just relax, okay? All right, Jessica, here we go. Let me take a look at your energy. Girl, hold that light. Hold the light. What are you doing? Hold the light. Here we go. Jessica, do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders, and please give me permission to have access to your energy. Jessica, I tap into your energy, and the very first thing I heard was, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You have a beautiful little light in your hand, and I understand that the wind is blowing, and I understand that there's a lot of noise, and I understand that it's really, really hard. That it's really hard sometimes to see that little light that's in there. I feel like I'm in a room with 50 different televisions on 50 different screens, all turned up to max volume. And I'm trying so hard to focus on one tiny little grain of light in my palm, in the palm of my hand. You, my friend, are here to help hold and anchor this light for those who awaken in the next wave, right? When this fourth door opens and humanity is ushered into the next age of awareness, there's going to be a huge disruption that happens, a ripple that's felt throughout humanity. It is unavoidable at this point, because there are so many who are very anchored in where they are. That's why there have been wave after wave after wave of awakening, so that one wave can assist the next. And now there's been enough that there's there should be enough support to help everyone who chooses to come forward with this, right? Doesn't mean everyone's not going to fight. Some people are going to put up a fight. They're not going to want to do it. But friend, you are one of those people who made the choice to come here and hold this light steady while the world got loud. And that's because you can. It's because you have the capacity. It's because you have the channel. You have the ability. You have to choose to hold the light steady even in the face of noise. Melissa, I see you. Marie, I see you. Melissa, I feel like you said something on your thing and that answered it right there. All right. I understand that right now it feels a little sticky or a little tough. I feel like I'm frustrated with all the stuff around me. Like I just want to do like this. But I also want you to understand that your strength is hidden in that light, and the light is small. It's quiet because that's the internal side. The outside world is loud because it's false. It's trying to convince you of something that's not true. So as you're working your way forward, there's going to be especially a lot of triggers around your imposter syndrome that you need to deal with. The idea that some people aren't going to resonate with what you pick up on, that's fine. They don't have to. Don't shove it down their throat. Don't over-explain yourself. You offer the truth. If they don't want it, you don't have to. They don't have to take it. It's not up to them. You know? It's up to you. You control that narrative. Stop giving them room in your head when there doesn't need to be any. What you receive is good. Stop looking for hardcore proof and believe what you feel instead of what your eyes tell you, because the way the world is working, it's full of deception. And you've got to learn to be discerning. And being discerning is listening to yourself, right? Jessica, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides want you to turn to that feeling of inner peace on the inside of you and find your belief in what you are receiving. Sarah, I see you. Right? That feeling of sitting with the little light and sort of wanting you to do this. They want you to understand there's a lot of noise around you, and the feeling of wanting confirmation from others is trying to unwind itself in your space. But this requires a disruption in something that you've built around you, a tower of mistrust perhaps. They're asking you to allow this to come down even though you feel vulnerable doing it, right? Yes, there is work ahead. There's more work yet to be done. I get it. I know it's frustrating. But on the other side of this, if you just allow yourself to listen to your intuition, that path becomes clearer. Stop fighting yourself by what you're receiving, because all it does is build up a feeling of mental strife in your energy. Instead, listen to your crown. It's speaking to you, right? Stop telling yourself, stop digging yourself into a practicality hole. I need to see proof. Feel your proof. This is where you're going to find your transition. The death card indicates that the old version of you is dying away and a new version is rising to the surface. Friend, they're asking you to accept it and move forward with it. Stop fighting it. Boy, I really feel like she's being very spicy today. So, listen, I don't remember what I channel. If you've ever done a live with me before, you know that. I can only tell you what comes out. So if I hurt your feelings or offend you, I want you to know that I, Erin, am very sorry, regardless of what freaking Uriah has to say, right? Jessica says, wow, this little light of mine, my grandma used to sing that to me. That was amazing. That's awesome. All right, Robert says, we are water signs, my wife and I, Cancer, Pisces, and we've decided to sell our home and move to Zona. We're both filled with gratitude. That's very exciting. So do you want me to just ask for the next 6 months, Robert? Because that's what it sounds like. Let's just do a normal reading if that's all right with you. If it's all right, we'll just do a normal reading. I think you've got some good changes coming up in your life, and let's just see what comes forward, right? Don't give me any more information, though, okay? Please don't give me any more information. All right. Jessica, thank you again. Let me update the list really quickly, okay? Robert is up next. And then Vicky, Mitch, Barbara, Melissa, Marie, and Sarah. That is the list so far. So please be patient with me. Understand there will be a replay available to you. Hello from California on my YouTube directly after this live. Please go back and rewatch your reading because you'll pick up more on it every time. All right. All right, Robert, let me focus in. Thank you, Brennan. I appreciate you. All right, Robert, do me a favor. Take a nice big breath all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. So if you were asking me if it's a good idea for you to move or not, I would say it's irrelevant what I think. But what I can feel in your energy is this move it feels like it has opportunity, but I want to be very clear and very frank with you. It also feels like it presents several challenges. Some of these challenges feel unexpected, okay? That is not a deterrent, and it's not to say don't do it. But what it is to say is pay attention to the challenges, right? These are shadow aspects for you and probably for your wife as well that are coming to the surface as you move your way towards a physical manifestation, right? So every manifestation casts a shadow because between where you are and that manifestation is a sea of reasons that you've given yourself why you can't be there, right? So in order to reach that physical manifestation, you have to wade and go through that sea of shadow that has kept you where you are, okay? This is kind of where you are right now as you're walking through the old shadow aspects, especially around the idea of stability. And the words they're giving me are like permanent stability. Like, where can I put my roots down? Where can I do this? There's this feeling of either not having that or not feeling like you have that or wanting that, right? And I think there are some challenges that are going to present themselves between where you are and what that manifestation actually is. But it's in going through the challenges with your eyes open and learning to respond and not react to the challenges that's going to allow you to reach that manifestation that you want for yourself. So basically, Robert, what I'm telling you is be mindful, be careful of the words that you speak. Give yourself permission to respond in the moment and not react to something. So I'm not saying you're doing this, but let's just say you bought an RV and you're driving across country and you get a flat tire. Instead of having a mental collapse and a total meltdown on the side of the highway, take a breath, relax. Look into what actually needs to happen. Instead of saying, oh my God, this always happens to me, blah, blah, blah. No, this happened. Statement of fact, period. Move on. What do I do next? This is what you're being asked to do because it feels like you're very reactive in your energy to things that feel like they are maybe against you. And I want you to understand, nothing is against you. Nothing is pushing against you. It's all about frequency, momentum, and alignment. If you tell yourself that you aren't worthy of something and propagate that belief within yourself through your actions, then law of attraction has no choice but to reflect to you reasons to feel that way. So you are being deeply encouraged to not do that, right? All right, Robert, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides want you to know you're right. Changes are coming and they're coming forward quickly. My guides also want you to understand there's an opportunity for some disharmony to come up to the surface. They are asking you to remember that even when you feel vulnerable, the best thing you can do is take a breath and relax. Just because something didn't work out in the past does not mean it cannot work out in the future. Your lack of faith in yourself is what's going to slow this down. Instead, what they're asking you to do is in those moments, give yourself the opportunity to respond, to turn towards your inner strength instead, to step outside of your comfort zone and ask yourself, okay, this happened, now what do I do, right? My guides tell me you have a good, strong connection to your higher self. You have a good alignment going on. They're asking you to trust. You and your family are going to be fine. It's going to work out okay. But you have to let go of the idea that everything has to be planned out perfectly. Leave room. Leave room for wonder. Leave room for discovery. Leave room for something exciting to happen. Not because it's going to be a disaster, but because maybe it's going to be really exciting. You know, that's the feeling in there, Robert. Friend, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope it was helpful. I'll be here, friend. I also offer private readings, you guys. I have a lot of resources available to you. I have a Facebook profile where every day I've started posting some sort of inspirational quote or some sort of teaching in a small bite-sized thing. It's free. It's on Facebook under Consciously Erin. I have a private website, consciouslyerin.com, where you can schedule a private session with me. You can link to my school classroom and take classes. You can link to my Patreon community and get special information and all kinds of events and stuff. There's tools, friends. There's tools. The cards I'm using, these are called the Intuitive City Oracle deck. He does not sell anywhere except on Etsy or his website. His website is intuitiveintention.com. His name is Rob. He hand designed all of these cards. They are the only ones I use. You couldn't pick a better deck, in my personal opinion, but I am a little biased. All right, Vicky, you are up next. I'm going to get off track easy if I don't hang on. You're in the Chicagoland area? Me too. Well, I'm very north. I'm very, very north. Thank you so much. All right. Vicky, come on down. You are up next. Hello, Vicky. I see you. 5355. I got you, friend. All right. Vicky is up next. Then Mitch, Barbara, Melissa, Marie, and Sarah. You're trying to start your own live tarot channel. Fun. What does that say? I'm sure you have a lot to teach. Maybe. If you want to learn how to read tarot, I'm not the person to teach you. The way I read tarot is so intuitive. There's no way for me to teach it to you. However, the man who makes these cards gives a class on how to use them and is top notch. So it just depends. Consistency is key. Keep doing it. Stop worrying about how many people are there and just worry about the one person who was. That's all you got to worry about, friend. That's the best advice I can give you. All right, Vicky. Oh, yeah, I get it. Consistency is key, 100%. Here we go. 5355. Lots of fives. Lots of transformational numbers in your space. 5 is halfway between 1 and 10. It's a good transformational space. I like it. This is a good transformational lifetime for you, Vicky. Boy, the channel's hot today, isn't she? Here we go. Do me a favor, Vicky. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders and please give me permission to have access to your energy. Vicky, I don't know if you have a 5 lifetime or a what. I am being shown that you definitely planned a very transformational life experience in this current life experience, and that you brought forward a lot of karmic lessons that you were like, we're going to end this today. Like, I'm done with this, right? I also feel like sometimes this can feel like a punishment, but it's not. Karma is not about you were bad. You need to learn a lesson. Karma is very much about balance. All of us, no matter how much you don't want to hear it, friends, all of us are the bad guy somewhere. All of us are the person making the wrong choices and being the push for change. All of us are having that experience somewhere. What you need to remember is it's not you. It's not me, Erin. I am a small filament of my higher self, but my higher self has so many filaments that it would be impossible to not have all the experiences, and that's the whole purpose of incarnation, right? So think of it like, when you think of your parallel selves, you have to think of it kind of like twins. Similar but separate. You're having separate experiences. Your choices are not, you're not being punished for their choices. They're not being punished for your choices. It's about balance. So if you come into this life experience and you are born wealthy, let's just say you are born wealthy, there is another life experience on that karmic lesson bar. To me, it looks like a seesaw. On that karmic lesson bar on the other side, where someone was born into what they perceive as poverty. Remember, everything is about perception. So it doesn't necessarily mean what you, Erin, perceive as poverty, but it's in that experience what poverty looks like. And through the lessons that you've laid out for yourself along both sides, you come to the center and you learn the lesson. The karma's balanced and it's resolved, right? I feel like the reason they're showing me this and wanting you to understand so clearly what karma looks like is I think you tell yourself that you're being punished and you're not. It's not. Yes, there have been a lot of things in your life that have been very difficult, but it's not a punishment at all. You came here and you said, I want to learn this lesson, but you also have free will, and there's so many distractions and so many opportunities and so many false shortcuts that we all follow. What I need you to do, what I feel like I want you to do, is give up this feeling that you need to be punished, or you deserve to be punished, or that you're being punished. Punishment is a big thing in your space. I want you to stop telling yourself that you have to earn a clear path, or that you have to work hard. You have to work hard because you buried yourself, not because the universe is punishing you. And yes, I do understand that you have some triggers that need to be addressed. And I do understand that some of them are really difficult. But I also understand that the progress that you've made in this life experience is broad, and it's moving forward at a quick pace. And if you can zoom out enough to see that it'll give you back some of the confidence that you lose sometimes on like a small micro level on a daily basis. Why aren't things working out for me today? Zoom out. Look at the broader perspective of things, okay? Because things are working out better than you think they are. There's a line from one of my favorite songs. It says, life isn't always easy, but it's sweeter than it seems. And the idea behind that is sometimes you have to zoom out. Vicki, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. They are asking you to let out some repressed feelings that you have, especially around the idea of punishment, because this is going to bring forward a whole lot of liberation for you. They tell me these come from when you were younger, something that was planted inside of you a long time ago, and now your higher self is calling you forward into a broader understanding, wanting you to embrace what's best for you. My guides tell me this brings forward a sense of inner peace, a sense of alignment, and a sense of taking a deep breath. But they're also acknowledging your reluctance to do it. It's like you feel like you need to be punished or something, right? You need to be punished, something like that. Charles, I see you. But they want you to understand that that's not the case. It's only your insecurities that are speaking to you in this way. So how do you do this? You follow those things that help you feel better. You go after the things that inspire you the most. You allow yourself the grace to enjoy your life, and stop telling yourself that you have to earn the right to do that. You don't. You have support from your higher self. Allow yourself to embrace it. And sometimes that means doing it by yourself because the world around you doesn't understand, and that's okay. But you're going to learn how to do it because you came here to learn self-sufficiency. But through learning to do it by yourself, you draw together the supportive components that will hold you up. Not because you need them, but because you resonate without needing them. Right, Meta? Vicki, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate you, and I hope that was helpful. I got a little dizzy on that one. Vicki, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love to you, friend. I know she's gone, but all right. Vicki, again, I appreciate you. I hope it was helpful. Thank you very much. I see you. Thank you, thank you. All right, Mitch, you are up next. Mitch is up next, followed by Barbara, Melissa, Marie, Sarah, and Charles. Next 6 months. All right. The next 6 months. Chuck's drunken tarot time. That sounds very fun. The next 6 months, Chuck. All right, here we go. Where is Mitch? I'm actually looking for Mitch. You paid for one? Yes, you're down there. So there's a list, right? So Mitch is up now. And then Barbara, Melissa, Marie, Sarah, and Charles. I guess that's you. Do you prefer Chuck? Do you prefer Chuck? Whatever you prefer. Hi, Mitch. I see you. K. Mitch Webb. Hello. Charlie. Okay. I love the name Charlie. I almost named my son Charlie, but then he would have been Charlie Brown, and I thought, I can't do that. Yes, K. Mitch Webb, I see you. Mitch here, I got you. I got you, friend. Mitch, you got a lot of blue in your energy, friend. Okay. All right, Mitch, here we go. Do me a favor, take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop those shoulders and please give me permission to have access to your energy. So Mitch, when I tap into your energy, they're showing me a couple of images all at once. And please remember, everyone, my guides use images to convey an idea, not necessarily something very physical in nature. So I'm not describing something physical. I'm looking at someone that it almost looks like they have too much electricity running through their body. There's a lot of dark blue in your space. Dark blue is the color of the third eye, but it's not limited to this area in your chakras. It's kind of permeating your entire auric field or your whole biosphere. So what that tells me is that this opening or whatever it is you're receiving or whatever is going on right now with this space is permeating enough of your biosphere that it's probably causing some sort of physical symptoms. So I don't know exactly how that's going to physically manifest for you. But I do know that the energy is large enough that it sort of spilled out of its borders, so to speak, and has, for lack of a better term, electrified your biosphere. When your biosphere is electrified like this, your cells react, and this feels like it has some sort of physical component to it. They're showing me someone... the literal image they're giving me is from Christmas Vacation. The front of I'm dating myself. The front of the VHS box where he's like electrified on the front of the box. This is the image they're giving me. And there's a sense of overwhelm or a sense of too much at once. I feel like the internal radio volume is very, very high, as if you're receiving a lot of information from different sources. It doesn't necessarily feel confusing. It feels overwhelming, as if I'm trying to listen to 3 different people talk at the same time and I'm having trouble isolating each of those frequencies. Honestly, to me, friend, it feels overwhelming. Like, I feel like I'm in the space and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm going to give you my best advice with this energy. I think you need to ground. I think you need to ground the living hell out of yourself, okay? I was going to say a different bad word, but we're going to say that. I think you need to ground yourself like crazy, okay? Open up that pathway to let some of this energy out. Let it sort of sink in instead of get chunked up in your energy. Grounding can be difficult if you live in a place that's really cold right now, but you can find other ways to ground. Water is a conductor. Get in the water, get in the bath, get in the shower, soak your feet, and turn on some music like the Golden Ratio or something like that with some kind of high frequency, and allow that to fill the space as you put your feet in the water and sort of move that energy around. I don't want to say it's stuck, because it doesn't feel stuck. It just feels almost too big for its casing. And they're literally showing me, like, the other day I made dinner, which is rare, first of all, but the other day I made dinner and there's this feeling like I had so many leftovers, I didn't have a big enough container. And that's what it feels like you're overflowing the edges of your container with this. And there's a need for you to balance yourself a little bit. I don't think you're doing it on purpose. I think this is just a reminder to get yourself back into alignment somehow. I don't know how else to explain that, so I hope that's helpful. So, Mitch, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Can we just say hello confirmation on that first line? You're getting a lot of something in this space, and it's bringing with it a great opportunity for liberation, but right now there's a lot of overwhelmment in there, as if things aren't cohesively soaking in or working together. So they're asking you to put in a little bit of work. To me, this looks like grounding, sitting down and writing out what you're receiving, working on your meditative practices, creating a room that is conducive to energy, whatever it is. They're asking you to do that, right? Because the potential in what you're receiving is enormous. They're asking you to embrace it, right? So this is a lesson in self-sufficiency, just like for a lot of people. There's a feeling like, don't worry about if anyone else understands what you're receiving. Just worry about if you can understand what you're receiving. You're not fighting against, you're working with, right? So follow your inspiration to the best of your ability. This will help to anchor in that heart chakra. Stop trying too hard to control things and instead allow it to flow. And this will bring those dreams and desires much closer at hand than you think. Your authenticity is shining, friend. Allow it to do so. And just as a kicker, a little double confirmation of what I was saying. So, Mitch, I hope that was helpful for you, friend. It just feels like it's a whole lot of energy coming in at once, and it feels overwhelming to me. I think if you can ground yourself and pull some of this down, like physically anchor it in, it'll help. I really do. Okay. All right. Mitch, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Dinah. Barbara, you are up next. Barbara is next. And then Melissa, Marie, Sarah, and Charlie. These readings are different today. I told you guys, we're in this very weird space. I don't know if you've watched my last like 2 videos, and if you're on TikTok or if you follow Spirituality with Sam here on YouTube, she's also on TikTok. She received a message extremely similar to mine. And I even talked to Reiki Rachel, and she's getting the same messages I'm getting. It's 10:10 on the clock, literally, as I'm saying this. I'm telling you guys, there are so many synchronicities. There's so many things lining up. It's impossible for me not to look at it and be like, wow, you know? All right, Barbara. Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate you. You're a Libra and you're on a new life path. Don't give me any more information, Barbara. I'm excited for you, but don't give me any more information, okay? All right. I feel like there's a card. Yep, there it is. All right, Barbara, here we go. Hello, Nancy. I'm glad you caught me live. All right, Barbara, do me a favor. Take a nice, big, deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop those shoulders and just give me permission to have access to your energy. So, Barbara, I can see. I can definitely see that you are on the way to a new path. I don't think you've even started yet. I think you are underestimating yourself, friend. So when I come into your energy, Barbara, again, remembering my guides speak to me in metaphors and movie scenes, these are not necessarily like literal images, but something, a way to convey an idea. So I come into your energy, Barbara. The first thing I see is someone standing on the porch, okay? So you've got your hiking boots on, you got your backpack on, you look like you're ready to go, right? You've even got your water bottle over here in the side, and you're standing on the porch looking out at a path. So there's a lot of symbolism in this, okay? First of all, the house is always an indication for my guides of a comfort zone. The fact that you're on the porch is telling me that you have moved outside of the comfort zone. You're ready to move outside of the comfort zone. You're packed, you're ready to go. You're excited about what's ahead of you. The fact that you're still on the porch tells me that you haven't even yet really begun this new path. While things may be changing around you, yes, the path that you are looking at, the frequency that you are picking up on, has a lot more in store for you than what you actually are perceiving right now. You're only seeing a small little portion. It's as if it takes a turn around the bend and you can't see it, but you can see this little piece. I do feel like this next path that you step out on has a lot of sort of twisty turns to it. It feels almost like some of these are total 180s. Like, I feel like it's like starting out with, I'm going to buy an RV. And so you go and you start looking at RVs and you're very convinced and very determined, I'm going to buy an RV. And then halfway through the process, you're like, maybe I just need a little traveler van and a tiny apartment somewhere. So then you start that. It just feels like there's a couple redirections. None of them are wrong. But what I'm hearing is reminder. Source reaches out to you through the thing you have the least resistance to. You tend to overthink a lot of things, so there's going to be some things that have to reach you in that way. Lindsay, I see you. So that's why there's a couple of turns in there. I feel like you have resistance to some of these things that are offered, but it'll find its way to you. I think you're ready to go. I don't know that you're holding yourself back. I just think that the moment you step off that porch is going to be a moment that you decide to step completely out of your comfort zone and try something that you have an interest or a passion for, that you have talked yourself out of it for a long time or dissuaded yourself from it or something. And it feels related to learning something or maybe taking a class or something. And there's a narrative that plays in the back of your head over and over that's kept you from doing this. And I feel like the moment you finally decide, no, I really want to do this, and you do it, that's when that path really starts. There's no rush on that, and I don't know what it is. And I know that you might be sitting there going, well, I don't know what she's talking about. And that may be true right this minute. But I'm telling you, the opportunity is going to present itself. And it's something that you've held yourself back from. And it doesn't have to be huge. It could be something small. Coloring your hair, who knows? But whatever it is, that's the step off the porch. And once you take that step off the porch, man, life is never going to be the same. And not all in one day, because you are an unlimited being in a limited space. It's not all going to be in one day, but it will happen. Remember, slow and steady wins the race, right, Barbara? This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. You, your family, people you care about, you're going to be all right. You are being asked to reach for enthusiasm. You are being asked to reach for those things that make you happiest. You are being asked to reach for the stars and embrace them all the way around. My guides tell me that this is going to require discipline on your end because you aren't very good at being nice to yourself. So they're asking you to, as you step out onto this road, allow the changes to happen. Embrace the challenges and look at them as something special rather than something challenging, right? This is for you as well a lesson in self-sufficiency, and you're going to have to learn how to get out of your head and stop overthinking things, because that tends to have a lot of consequences in your energy and is going to slow down things because it clouds your judgment of self. My guides want you instead to reach for that feeling of liberation, the feeling of stepping off the porch towards something new. This is what's going to take you to a brand new horizon, friend, somewhere you've never been before, and they're asking you to be good with that, to embrace that and welcome it forward into your space. Barbara, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate it. I feel like these readings are taking a long time today. I'm like only feeling like me, Erin, feels like it takes a second, but then I feel like it's taken a long time. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Dinah, I see you. And you are on the list. I don't know if it's Dinah or Dina. You're going to have to let me know. Barbara, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. So here's the wait list. So Melissa is up next. After Melissa is Marie, Sarah, Charlie, Lindsay, and Dinah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on the list and 4 spots available. Only 4 spots. Yeah, it's a lot of info. You're going to have to go back and watch them. Please go back and watch them. All right, Melissa, where are you, friend? Say hello. I'm excited to read for you. Let's do this. Good morning. There you are. I'm spending the whole afternoon with my son, you guys. I'm so excited. He's probably going to think it's a nightmare, but I'm excited. All right, Melissa, here we go. Do me a favor, take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders and please give me permission to have access to your energy. Melissa, when I come into your energy, I'm inside a house and it feels like early morning. I literally feel like I can smell coffee brewing. I feel like the sun is beautiful and just starting to come through. There's all these windows and it's just starting to come through the top of the windows. Has this beautiful light. I mean, the coloring is just beautiful in this space. It feels like an early morning. That space before everyone else in the house is awake, where things are still quiet. And it's almost like, for me, it feels almost like Christmas morning, right? You're awake, there's anticipation in the air, the kids are not downstairs yet, you can smell your coffee brewing, you know it's gonna be an amazing day. This is what it feels like in your energy. There's a great sense of anticipation, but comfort at the same time. Being inside the house is almost always an indication of being in the comfort zone. I don't feel at any point of this imagery that you are stuck or anything like that. That's not what this is. This is a feeling I feel more strongly like this is an indication of wanting you to enjoy your comfort zone, to enjoy the peaceful moments, the quiet in the morning, the smell of your coffee, the sun streaming in, that you are in a good place. And it's not always about where are you going. It's about where are you, and look at how much you have accomplished. Look at how proud of yourself you should be. And regardless if anyone else thinks your coffee smells good, you should enjoy it. And I know that the world is loud, and I know that there's 100 things that need to get done, and I get it. But for just a minute, it's like my guides are like, they just want you to just stop for a minute. Just stop and smell the coffee and feel the sun on your face and understand that you went through a lot to get here. Give yourself permission to enjoy it. Let it be part of your life. Stop rushing somewhere else and enjoy right here. Right? All right, Melissa, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. My guides want you to understand that there's a lot that you have going for you. You have a lot of support. It's like you have all the cooperative components coming together, but they tell me that you spend a lot of time outside of your head or in your head looking for what comes next, right? So instead, they're asking you to look at where you are, look at what you've accomplished already, look at everything that's happening for you where you are, and allow that to be where you focus. This brings forward some truths about the situation of abundance. And it's almost like an acknowledgement that yes, I have this abundance. As you acknowledge it, it brings more of it forward, because law of attraction reflects what you feel, right? My guides do want you to understand that there are some teachings in your root that might bring themselves to the surface, especially as you give yourself permission to relax in this space that you have. That feeling of guilt around I'm not being productive or I need to be doing something needs to be addressed at some point, and that might get stepped on or triggered as you start to give yourself permission to better enjoy this environment around you. That's where you're going to be asked to step outside of your comfort zone and trust your higher self as it leads you down this path, whatever it looks like. My guides want you to understand that this brings down a tower of belief that you've built around yourself, especially around the idea of needing to earn something. I don't know if it's I need to earn my keep, I need to earn my rest, I need to earn something or worth. There's something in there, and it's like you're at the last remnants of that shadow. So enjoy the life around you and let that piece of it go, you know? Hey, Kathy, thank you so much. Melissa, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. It's true. Just because the reading doesn't have your name on it doesn't mean it's not for you. Source is always going to reach out to you through the thing you have the least resistance to. Sometimes that's YouTube. If you feel like it resonates for you, then take it as a gift that it is. Show a little love to the creator. That would be me. And then go on, you know? Yes, yes, yes. You have to always be doing something. That's the guilt that's trying to work its way out of your system. They're asking you to just embrace the relaxation, right? All right, Marie, you are up next. Marie is next, and then Sarah, then Charlie, Lindsay, Dinah, and Kathy. I do still have spots available. Readings are $25. Venmo and PayPal are available to you. Consciously Erin is the name of the game. It is the same on every single platform that you can find me on. There are no misspellings, no weird characters, nothing strange. It is spelled exactly the same on every single platform. Please be mindful, there are a lot of scammers. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Hi, Marie. I see you. 4406. Here we go. Ms. Elliott. I got you, friend. All right, Marie. Here we go. You have a lot of green in your energy already, but they're showing me a jalapeno with the green, so a spicy healing. All right, here we go, Marie. Do me a favor. Take a nice big deep. And I heard you just now in your head go, jalapenos aren't spicy. They are to me. White girl. White girl. White girl. I can't eat under pepper. Just FYI, I'm Irish. Here we go. Do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. Marie, you have a lot of green in your energy, okay? There's a lot of healing that's taking place in your space. Made it rhyme. I feel like this has to do with some sort of close relationships, okay? This doesn't necessarily feel like partnership, but like something on a level, I hate to say above you, but like a step above, like generationally. So this is a parent, an aunt and uncle, maybe a grandparent, or someone that you perceive in that age range, or maybe more than one person. There is a healing that's happening in here. They're giving me this feeling of heartburn in the space as if I just ate a jalapeno. It's green, but it's a little spicy. Like there's some stuff in there that needs to be dealt with. There are some feelings of resentment, some feelings of anger, frustration, a lot of spicy feelings, right? But in revisiting and letting these out, you're getting it out of your system and you're making room. I think this is coming up for you right now because Thanksgiving is this week, and I don't know if you celebrate or not. But if you live anywhere around America, it's all anything anybody's talking about. So how could you not think about it, right? There's this feeling of needing to address this, and I want you to stay in your own integrity. When you are in the situation where all this spiciness comes to the surface, I want you to recognize in the moment that you have control of that narrative. Give yourself permission to respond and not react to their stupidness, right? I feel like someone tries to get your goat or something is what I'm saying. Like they try to goad you into something. Don't let them do that, okay? This is your call to retain control during that conversation. Give yourself permission to respond and not react. Give yourself permission to take a breath and then let it go, you know? Be like Elsa. Be like Elsa. Just saying. This feels like a specific person or two people maybe, and it feels like it's coming up fast. I don't normally get physical representations of stuff, but this feels very physical in nature. A spicy healing coming up quickly. I think it's addressed and gets out of your system, and there's a healing that comes from that, but it's spicy in the interim. It's going to burn on its way out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say that. Marie, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. You, my friend, know the truth of the situation, and there is some healing that's coming to the surface. They tell me that this is a strong lesson in self-sufficiency for you, especially around the idea of speaking what you believe into truth. As if you've had to hold back in that throat chakra for long enough, this is you speaking power to truth. My guides tell me, be clear about what you're doing in this, and don't throw yourself on the fire. This is not an opportunity to hold back. This is an opportunity to mindfully express yourself and heal some sort of spicy wound that's in that heart space. Let go of needing to control exactly how it turns out and allow it to turn out the best way it can, recognizing that this is your moment of empowerment. This is about you retaining control. And when you go through whatever this confrontation is that's brewing in your energy, it's going to help you release the need to fix this, right? It's going to help you release your need to have this in your space and usher you into the next phase of your awakening experience. My guides are calling to you and want you to understand that you're calling together the cooperative components to have support during this confrontation, whatever it is. And that card doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It just means collective, you have the support for this, right? But stay strong in what you know you need during this conversation, even when you feel vulnerable, okay? This is what's going to help you stay lined up and help you stay who you truly are, help you stay authentically yourself. Marie, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, Marie. I hope it was helpful. Girl, be mindful of that spicy healing, all right? Okay. Sarah, you are up next. Sarah, come on down and say hello. I am excited to read for you. After Sarah is Charlie, then Lindsay, Dinah, and Kathy. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I don't know if it's Dinah or Dina. I don't know. Sarah, come on down. You are up next, friend. Yes, I won't be alive again until next week. You're in the batter's box, Chuck. I got you, friend. Dina, okay, that's what I figured. I knew I was saying it wrong too, didn't I? Sarah, are you here? Come on down, Sarah, say hello. You are up next. After Sarah is Charlie, then Lindsay, Dina, and Kathy. I knew I was saying that wrong too. Look at, I made this for my little niece, Kenzie. And I know you can't tell, but the fabric is sparkly. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? I'm so excited to give it to her. Look at that thing. So sweet. All right. Sarah, say hello, Sarah. Thanks, Whitney. I made a lot of Christmas presents by hand this year. If your display name is not Sarah, make sure that you say that you are. There you are. I see you. Hello, 8925 Sarah. Corley? Sarah? Oh, Corley. All right, Sarah. I got you, friend. I am excited to read for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that. You're baking a lot of Christmas gifts. Oh, I told my son for Christmas I wanted him to make me orange cranberry scones. He's the baker. All right, Sarah, here we go. Do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. Sarah, your energy is so pretty, and I don't think you see it for what it is, all right? So as I come into your space, the very first thing I saw was a piece of stained glass. It's like I had walked into a church and I was looking up at this beautiful stained glass window. And it was so like colorful and mosaic, and the light was shining through it. I was overwhelmed, like, wow, like just look at that. But the longer I stay in the space, the closer I get to the window, the more I recognize that there's all these little cracks and stuff in it, and that it wasn't created that way, it was repaired that way. And there's this little, I don't know what it's called, there's an Asian art, I think it's Japanese art, of where you take broken pieces of pottery and you put them back together with gold. And when I get closer to this window, that's what I see. And I think that there's a disconnect between what people see on the outside and what actually is on the inside, right? And that's not saying that you're putting on a front or that you're being false. I'm not saying that. I think people don't recognize, and sometimes you included, just how broken you had to be in order to put yourself back together like this. And I'm not trying to say it was easy. I'm not trying to say it was right. I'm not trying to say anything like that. I'm not even trying to bring it forward. I'm just saying, I'm acknowledging that it has taken some serious artwork to put these broken pieces back together in such a way that when the light shines through them, the result is this beautiful mosaic of color. And you are the window. You are the window. And when the light shines through you, friend, the colors, the beautiful mosaic is just undeniable. I feel like there's a lot of cloudy skies in your life, maybe, that don't show the light through the window so much. I think there's a lot of weight of pressure there. And I feel like there's a lot of, like, I feel like I need to measure up or something like that. Or sometimes I get this feeling when someone feels like they're chasing a goal that's constantly being moved away from them. And it can feel frustrating and like you want to give up and stop and all this stuff. But what I'm seeing is a testament to strength and a testament to understanding that it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how many times you can get up. And it's not about like lashing out. It's about putting back together these broken, sharp edges to make something beautiful. And I think that's where you are, is you're seeing this. And I feel like there's a dissonance or a disconnection, like someone else or other people don't see that part of you yet. And it feels frustrating. And there's this feeling of wanting you to understand, I see it, other people see it. You just don't, you're not allowing yourself to believe that other people see it, because it's like you've labeled yourself or someone else has labeled you as something. And that label's like the clouds in your sky. And it feels like it needs to be taken off because there's a lot of sunshine in your world. Sarah, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. They want to confirm for you that you have a good, strong connection to your spiritual side and that you are calling together all of the cooperative components to help you be successful in this. The problem is that you are way too in your head about this. You talk yourself out of it and all kinds of stuff. And there's this feeling of needing you to get outside of that because it's causing a sense of instability and out of balance in your energy. My guides are acknowledging that in the past you may have not felt very stable or like you had a stable ground or had security around you. And I feel like this is starting to color the world around you a little bit more than you might like it to. So they're asking you to center yourself and turn back to the light of that crown. And that's where you're going to find the greatest amount of spiritual growth, the path opening in front of you and helping you walk down this. That's where your inner peace is. That's where you're going to find that ability to manifest something into your environment. I just feel like you don't see the beauty in this piece of artwork. Like you don't see it. You don't see how all the little pieces had to come together just exactly right to be the perfect shade of purple or whatever. And there's this feeling of having a perfectionist eye on something that's already perfect. And there's pressure, and I feel like I'm constantly chasing a moving goal, but not allowing myself to receive where I am. Sarah? So I hope that was helpful, friend. Thank you, Sarah, for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Sandra, I see you and you are on the list, friend. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Sarah, thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me. Oh, you're an artist. Sarah, so I don't look at your comments during the reading because it'll distract me. So I'm sorry if I missed anything. I see you, but also they're a little delayed. So it takes me, I don't see the comment the minute you put it up there. So keep that in mind as well. Chrissy, I have 3 spots left. All right, Chuck, Charlie, you are up next. Why did I say Chuck? Charlie, you are up next. And then Lindsay, Dina, Kathy, and Sandra. That is the list. I do have 3 spots still available. This is the only time this week I'm going to be live anywhere. I was live yesterday on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube today. And the rest of the week is holiday week. So I will not be live. I'm going to do my best to make my morning updates, but I can't even promise I'm going to do that, you know? All right. Charlie, say hello for me one more time. I know you're in here. Yes, happy holiday week. Hello, Leslie. Lay it on you. All right, here we go. All right, Charlie, here we go. Yes, Sandy, I got you. Here we go. Charlie, do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop those shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. So, Charlie, as I come into your space, I had several images flood me all at once, and they were all of kind of comedians. Meta, I see you. So I saw Robin Williams. I saw Mark Maron. I saw John Belushi. I saw Chris Farley. There were several comedians that went through my mind as I connected to your energy. The thing about all of these comedians is that they all gave such light and laughter to the world while sheltering such darkness. Excuse me, and not because it's bad, but because they dealt with things like depression and anxiety, and they put on a brave face for the world outside of them. The other image I get is of like a little kid, I'm going to say first, second grade, somewhere around there, that's just, it's like this little kid is wearing a very brightly colored outfit in a room full of black and white, right? Like there's this feeling of not fitting in. There's this feeling of being made to feel other, and that this reduced that brightness, that color in the light. And it feels like it took a while for that color to come back. And while it is coming back, I definitely see it. I also feel like there's some sadness underneath that needs to be maybe addressed or dealt with. And maybe some of that comes from the feeling of not feeling like you can truly be yourself all the time, or feeling like, why can't I be myself? There's a mix. It's like a mix of frustration, anger, and I don't want you to give you the picture of like, I think you're an angry person. That's not what I think. I think there's an undercurrent of emotion that needs to be dealt with, and that there's a version of you sitting on top of this that isn't necessarily hiding this piece of you, but isn't necessarily addressing this piece of you. It's almost like an ambivalent indifference, right? I know it's there. I'm not going to deal with it. I do think that you bring a lot of joy. And I think when you walk into a room, or that there are people around you who understand you, that they really get a lot of joy from you. But I think there's a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to you, especially around people you don't know well, or people that you haven't had the opportunity to interact with much, right? Like it's almost like you have a certain, they're literally saying data stream. I don't know. There's like this certain key code that you have, and it doesn't work for everybody. But sometimes that's a hard bag to carry, you know? And I know that it can make things uncomfortable. I get it. But I wouldn't want you to change yourself for anything, you know? I think you just are starting to find your people. And if you can deal with that undercurrent, I think it opens doors for you. And I think it helps you resonate more with people who are where you want to be. And that gives you the buoy, like a buoy. It'll bring you forward, bring you up a little bit, right? And I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. Please don't take it that way. I just think that be mindful of what you surround yourself with, that you're at this state where you can move forward or stay where you are. So surround yourself by people and circumstances that motivate you to move forward, to deal with the underlying current, and to take that step to help yourself fully integrate who you are, is what it feels like to me. Charlie, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. I am sorry, but I feel like you're getting called out. There's this underlying current that needs to be dealt with, and I understand that it's uncomfortable because it feels like you have to confront some things that maybe you don't specifically like. I mean, can we just say confirmation? But if you can allow yourself to step outside of your comfort zone, what happens is you get down in that root and you start to expand. You start to release the thing that's holding you down, and all the little pieces of you that have been neglected for so long start to come back to the surface. I understand that stability has been an issue in your life. I get it. And I understand that facing some of these things makes you feel a little bit unstable maybe in your life. But I also understand you can't go where you're going when you stay where you are. You have the opportunity. Now is the time to address these things so that you can have the mental clarity you need as you start taking steps forward on whatever comes next on your internal journey. And I think you're going to have way more support than you think you will. And I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised at exactly where it takes you. But you definitely need to address it in some way. Charlie, thank you so much, friend, for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. All right, Lindsay, you are up next. Lindsay, then Dina, Kathy, Sandra, and Meta. I still have 2 spots left. Well, I'm glad I was able to provide. Hi. Hello, Lindsay, unironically. All right, Lindsay, here we go. I am excited to read for you, friend. Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. You're not. You just have to deal with some stuff. All right, here we go, Lindsay. Do me a favor. Take a nice, big, deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. All right, so Lindsay, when I tap into your energy, I feel like I'm standing on a mountain of some kind, almost like a ski slope, but I'm not skiing. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm on a mountain. For some reason, it feels chilly, like it's cold outside. And I'm looking out at the horizon, and there's this beautiful sunrise happening. And there's this sense of I made it, and the sense of accomplishment, and like I want to plant my flag, almost like someone climbing Mount Everest and reaching the top right at sunrise. Like it feels perfectly orchestrated. I do feel like it was a long trek to get there, like it was a long uphill battle, and I feel like it feels very much like I'm tired, like I want to rest, right? That's the feeling. But there's this beautiful sunrise on the horizon. I almost feel like I'm looking down on the sunrise. That's how high up this mountain peak is. And this feeling of wanting to just embrace the moment and not worry about how I'm going to get down from here, not worry about what mountain I'm going to climb next, but to just relish the sunrise. Just see it. Just see the sunrise. There's this feeling of don't let the rush of the world convince you that it has to be about what comes next. There's very, very, very much this feeling of, wow, look at that. Look at what you did. Look at what you accomplished. Look at where you found yourself today, especially compared to where you've been in the past. I know that you once stood at the foot of this mountain and looked up and thought to yourself that it could never happen. And here you are standing on the peak telling yourself it's not good enough. Wow. There's this feeling of wanting to remind that version of you standing at the bottom of the mountain as you look up. Remember this moment when you reach the top. Because now you're there and it feels like you're not seeing it. You're telling yourself that it looks different than it does. Think about where you wanted to see yourself, because I feel like you're there and you're not seeing it. You're not feeling it. You're telling yourself, I have to keep putting the goal away from myself. But that's only because you feel like you have to work so hard to earn things, and that's simply not the case. And I know we all feel like we're healed from that wound, and most of us are not. We feel like if we aren't being productive, we don't deserve the rest. rest is inherent, right? Lindsay, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. My guides want you to understand that your higher self is speaking to you and wanting you to know that you've done it. You have reached that part that you were looking for, and they want you to have the wisdom to notice that, to see where you are in relation to where you wanted to be, and recognize the amount of accomplishment required to get you here. You are headed into new territory. That's why you don't know what comes next, because you're going somewhere you've never been before. And while it does require work, they want you to understand that progress comes with a better view. So next time you find yourself at this pinnacle, they want you to have compassion enough to stop and look around and say, wow, look at this place. That even in the midst of chaos, to see the sunrise in front of you and to allow that spiritual side of yourself to come forward and feel gratitude, because that's what law of attraction works on. So when you can feel gratitude for that, that is what gets the momentum of inspiration moving in your direction, and once again shows you the next path to take. Doesn't mean you aren't the one driving the car, but it does mean that you're the one that needs to make the commitment to yourself to actually see the results of the work that you're doing, and not tell yourself that you're not good enough or you have to measure up or whatever it is. Thank you, Renee. Lindsay, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Lindsay, thank you so much. All right. Sorry, I got distracted. I had to answer a text message. You know how it is when you know how I be when your husband texts you. Lindsay, thank you, friend. I appreciate you very, very much. All right, Dina, you are up next, and I want to apologize for saying your name wrong so many times, because I know I did. So I am very sorry about that. Dina, come on down and say hello, my friend. I am excited to read for you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Say hello. Say hello. Hello, there you are. Dina, I love it. I got another Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Sarah F. So now I only have one spot left. All right. All right, Dina, do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop those shoulders, and please give me permission to have access to your energy. So, Dina, the minute I come into your energy, my shoulders dropped and I relaxed. You, my friend, the very first thing I see on you is this big, beautiful pink high heart just projecting as loudly as possible. You, my friend, are a very strong and powerful empath. This is a long and heavy road to walk, because it makes you sensitive to how other people are feeling and sensitive to their energies. Often, a lot of empaths with this type of energy are susceptible to the energy around them. So going into crowded spaces, going to the grocery store, anywhere like that can be a little sort of hazardous feeling, because it can change your mood at the drop of a hat, and you may not know why or how to bring it back, right? Things like hold on. Things like going to weddings can feel really great. Going to funerals can feel really bad, outside the fact of the grief, right? The thing I want you to understand is your empathy is going to inform a lot of your clairs, right? So even though you are clairaudient, clairsentient, all these things, you're going to feel first. So pay attention to the sensations in your physical body, especially when interacting with other people or circumstances. See, the tingling in your heart space tells you this is a good thing. The feeling, the drop in your stomach tells you it's a bad thing. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They just keep bringing me back to that heart space and wanting me to remind you that boundaries are important and necessary. Donna, I see you, and you got that last spot, friend. Boundaries are necessary and important. You cannot fix anyone. You cannot make them better. You cannot be sick enough to make them well. You cannot be broke enough to make them rich. I feel like, Trisha, I see you. I may have to refund you. We'll see. There's this feeling of people are more than happy to take advantage of the good energy that you offer without replenishing that. Not because they're bad people, not because they're trying to hurt you, but because it feels good to be in your presence. So why wouldn't they? It's kind of like when you go to Disney World in July and it's 800 degrees outside on the blacktop. When you walk into a store that has air conditioning, it's like, oh my God, this feels so good. I want to stay here forever. Right? That's what your energy feels like to a lot of people who are struggling and can't see clearly. So there's very much this feeling of wanting you to make sure that you are replenishing yourself and setting your boundaries. I'm not telling you not to help people, but I am telling you that if you try to help someone and they willfully choose to stay ignorant or to stay in where they find themselves, it is not your job to fetch them. You know what I'm saying? You offer the alternative and you wait for them to take it. You cannot force it down their throat, not at all, okay? And I feel like you have this big heart. You want to help so many people, but I feel also like you've been taken advantage of so much in this arena. And I don't want you to stop helping people, but I want you to start putting limits on how much of yourself you invest into someone who's unwilling to reinvest into you, I think is the best way to put it, I guess. So this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Dina, this is the time for you to pull together the cooperative components to take the step that's coming next. There's this feeling of haste, of waiting to put some boundaries around yourself, and they're saying, no, don't do that. You have a big, beautiful, high heart, and you are a wonderful, nurturing soul, but there are a lot of people around you who are happy to take that energy and not replenish it. So the idea here is to get yourself back into a state of balance. Don't give out more than you are replenishing. That feels like a very big part of it, okay? They tell me this is going to take patience, and there will be some people in your environment that maybe don't like this. But that's because they've been getting away with manipulating you into believing that you need to sacrifice yourself for them. And again, this is not about they're bad people. They're not. It's just, why would they do differently if they have no motivation for that? I am not necessarily a big fan of Dr. Phil, but he said once, and it really stuck with me, you teach people how to treat you, and that is 100% true. If someone treats you poorly and there are no circumstances or no consequences to that, why would they change? So this is you setting boundaries. I know it's hard, I know it's uncomfortable, and it doesn't have to be like, I'm not talking to you, but it can be, I'm not going to listen to you complain about not having a job while at the same time you refuse to create a resume, go look for a job, apply for a job, or do anything other than complain about it. That's sometimes what it looks like. This leads you to a sense of victory, and then my guides want you to understand you'll get through this little hiccup in your energy. I think you're just learning to set some boundaries. And while your material world is very loud and trying to call your attention, you are literally setting the pace for what comes next for you. And that's why these boundaries seem to be important, because you're setting up the frequency for what comes next, what you're going to step into. And you don't want to create a chaotic environment. You want to create calm. You're going from chaos to calm. Dina, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope it was helpful. All right, Kathy, you are up next. Kathy is next, then Sandra, Meta, Sarah F, and Donna. Trisha, I think I'm gonna have to refund you. Dina, thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. Trisha, I think I'm going to have to refund you. I don't think I can stay on long enough. I have an appointment with my son later, so I have to be there. So I apologize, but I will refund you once the live is over. All right, Kathy, come on down and say hello. Hello, I see you. There you are. Does it say Kathy Aman? Aman? All right, Kathy. All right, do me a favor, friend. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop those shoulders and please give me permission to have access to your energy. So Kathy, I'm getting this really nice imagery. This is an image that repeats itself. My guides show it to me more often. Show me this anyway. It's a repeated image. So I'm looking at someone digging in their garden, okay? This has a lot of purpose to it. First of all, you're digging up in the garden, which means you're pulling up old roots. It's as if you're turning the ground over for spring, getting ready to plant. There's a lot of old roots that are in here that are being cut and pulled to the surface. It feels like hard work, like I'm putting in a lot of like muscle work in this. But in turning the soil over, you're exposing old things that have cluttered up the space and you're bringing it to the surface and getting rid of it. This is an active form of healing. This is something that you're working on. I understand that you may not be able to point to it with your finger and say, oh, that's the healing process, because it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like you're digging a giant boulder out. It feels like a natural process for you. You're just going through some things. You're working through some healing areas or whatever it is. I do feel like that as these old roots are released, that new seeds will be planted. And I think springtime, things are going to change for you because that's a big feeling in your energy. As if the seeds of what you're planting today grow to fruition in the springtime, which feels really good, actually. These seeds are very precious. The words Jack and the Beanstalk came to me, and there's this feeling of wanting to hold the seeds, like hide them. I'm not sure what they are seeds for, but they feel magical in nature, like Jack and the Beanstalk, and it feels like I'm going to put these in the ground, and I'm being not secretive, but like secretive. Like I don't want anyone to see it. I don't want anyone to get them. So it feels almost magical in nature. So what this typically means is that whatever it is you're letting go of is making room for something new to come forward. Because you're planting it in the ground, that tells me that it has a physical manifestation that you will be able to see, touch, taste, hear, whatever, in your physical environment at some point. I can tell you it's far enough away that I can't see it. You're just planting the seeds for it. But whatever this passion is that you have that started to ignite, especially recently, feels connected to these seeds. The more you allow yourself to follow through with this little line of inspiration, the more you will bring that passion forward for you and help it to grow in that garden, coming to fruition. Again, I feel like springtime keeps being shown to me. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen in springtime, but it feels connected to the physical manifestation of the seeds that you're planting now. So just keep an eye open in springtime, all right? Kathy, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are telling me that this is no place for your self-doubt. As you are starting to dig through this dirt and pull up these old roots, you are balancing out some karma, tying up some lessons that you've learned, and opening up the path for new growth, literally planting the seeds, right? My guides are asking you to release the need to know exactly how it's going to turn out or even when it's going to turn out, and instead allow yourself to flourish through the vulnerability. It's okay to feel scared. I don't know how that's going to work out. It's not okay to hold yourself back because you don't know how it's going to work out. Whatever this passion is that feels like it's really just ignited in your energy, they want you to follow this, right? It brings with it a lot of a feeling of mental clarity as well as a feeling of celebration and joyous occasion in your energy. My guides tell me you have all the support you need to bring this to the surface, and it will put you into a state of balance when it does. But like I said, it's full of potential right now. So follow through with the things that are inspiring you, whatever they are, no matter how small they may seem in the moment. Follow through with those things. Kathy, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. I got to get some sugar in my body. 1 second. You guys, unless you read cards and stuff like that, it's hard to convey to you how energetically draining this is. It takes a lot of energy. And so I have this little stash of Hershey Kisses over here that if I need a boost of energy, I eat one real quick. So thank you for your patience. Kathy, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Rachel. Unfortunately, the list is closed for today. Thank you, Kathy. Aw, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it. And you can totally do it. You can totally do it. Sandy, do you prefer Sandy or Sandra? You wrote both there, so let me know. You're an artist also? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my hair. You're an artist also, Kathy. I got you. Sandy, do you prefer Sandy or Sandra? Perfect. All right, Sandy, here we go. Sandy's up next, then Meta, Sarah, and Donna. All right, Sandy, here we go. Do me a favor, take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. All right, so Sandy, when I come into your space, the very first thing I see is a library. I love this. The library is one of my favorite images to get because it's an indication of deep knowledge. This isn't a normal library. This is the library that you walk into that has undulating columns that go so high you can't see the top. It is, I don't know if it's the Akashic Records specifically, but it's the way my higher self represents old knowledge or innate knowledge or like lineages of knowledge to me. A lot of times when I see this library, it is in contact with someone who can or has the ability to tap into and read the Akashic Records. Not always, but I usually, just for your own information, if I can see this signature in your energy, that's a possibility for you. Regardless if you've ever tried it or not, it may be something to consider. When I look at you, friend, you have the lineage or the echo in your energy of a wisdom, someone who has a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, who comes here to help anchor in that knowledge. And I know sometimes on the surface it may not seem as glamorous or as amazing as, you know, someone who's a trance medium and talks to dead people, or dead people talk through them like in Ghost. Excuse me. But it is the teachers. It is the wisdoms. It is the people. The people like you and I who come forward and hold down the information while those around us explore and expand. That's where your energy sits. You have a lot of light around you and a lot of knowledge within you, but I feel like there's a disconnect between getting it from inside to outside. That doesn't mean you have to offer private sessions. It doesn't mean you have to read cards. You just have to figure out what it looks like to you. What are you feeling called to do? The side effect of discovering your strengths is the desire to share it with others. So what is it that you're feeling like you want to share with others? What do you feel like you've learned that can help someone else, and sort of anchor into that? Understanding that over time it'll shift and change as you evolve, as it should. But there's this feeling of a disconnect for some reason between inner knowledge and outer knowledge, like you're not saying it or something, but they're showing me deep resonance and deep connection to a lot of knowledge, a lot of old information. Sandy, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides want you to just open the doors. Let yourself be who you truly are and let that beautiful charisma flow forward. My guides tell me you have a good, strong connection to your higher self, and that the only reason you think you don't is because you allow others to define what that connection looks like. You stand at the doorway of potential. You stand at the doorway of potential. There's so much there for you, friend, but you have to allow yourself to see who you are through the lens of source instead of constantly telling yourself that it has to look the way it does for someone else. You have a deep and strong connection that they're asking you to go within to sort of feel it, and that will help to bring down all this emotional wisdom that I'm telling you about. This library that I'm seeing. When you go within, that's when you receive this, right? That's where you're going to find the greatest amount of spiritual growth, and where you're going to be able to find your dreams and desires within your reach. My guides are asking you to see the truth of the situation, that you know more than you are giving yourself credit for because you don't know how to explain how you know it. That's okay. You don't have to know how. This is where your inner strength is going to shine, is when you turn inwards and recognize that you have this connection. And I don't know if it's just because, I don't know what it is, but there's this feeling of wanting you to allow this to come forward, okay? All right. Sandy, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am live, Jen. Thank you, Carly. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sandy. All right, Meta, come on up, friend. You're up. You're up, Meta. Sarah is up after that, and then Donna. Meta is up after you. Yes, but here's the thing, Jen. Often you find yourself in a space where a reading comes forward that you resonate with, because Source is going to reach out to you through the thing you have the least resistance to. And if that's listening to someone on YouTube or TikTok at 11 in the morning, then that's it. So if a reading feels like it resonates for you, you take it for what it is. It's a gift. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Show the creator a little love and you move on. You know what I'm saying? All right, Meta, here we go. Are you moving? Do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. The reason I asked if you were moving is the first thing I saw when I tap into your energy, Meta, is a moving truck. It's like it's coming to the house. It's not yet there, but it's as if I've called and arranged this, and it's coming to the house. When I look at the moving truck as it arrives, there's this cloudy sky. So I don't know if that's an indication of storminess during the move, or storminess causing the move, storminess delaying the move, something about a storm and a move coming forward, and I can't see exactly how they're interacting because the truck is too far away. This feels like a push to move in a specific direction, and it feels like I hate to say it, but it almost feels like things arrange themselves, and it feels almost like a miracle. Like, how did this work out? How did we find this house in our budget where we want it, blah, blah, blah. There's this feeling of almost a miracle. But then, so it's like there's this miracle of finding the perfect house, but then the work settles in. It's like reality hits. Oh, now I have to pack up this house, and now I have to move all this stuff, and now I have to do this, and I'm tired and I don't feel like this. But there's something about that work that feels very gratifying. And I don't know if you're specifically moving like physical houses or if this is a mental shift. I don't know exactly what it is, Meta, but it's this feeling of I'm excited about it at first and it feels like a miracle. And then there's this gap that I have to fill with all this work. Like I have to pack all these boxes and categorize and all this stuff before I can get to the thing that I'm excited about. And it drains a little bit of the color out of the manifestation. But the feeling is go through it, do it. Don't let that make you less excited about whatever it is. Go through each step, and it feels really, really good, whatever it is. It does feel very good. But there's several pieces of work that need to get done between here and there for whatever reason. All right? So, Meta, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are acknowledging a restlessness in your energy, and that's because you're closer to where you're going than where you have been. They are asking for you to have patience during this time, especially when things don't necessarily feel like they're working out exactly how you expected. I don't really feel like this is an issue with your family per se, but more the feeling of, I was excited about something and now there's all this work that I need to do. On the other end of this, though, Meta, seriously, it says it works out. It's going to be okay, but it's going to require your determination to get through it. They need you to let go of your self-doubt when it comes up, especially about calling it a miracle or whatever it is, and not listen to the chaos that's building up around you. Instead, release that burden, release the need to control, release the need to shape how it looks, and allow it to just unroll itself. They tell me that when you do, it's like a carpet unrolling. They're asking you to stay out of your head with this because this is the disruption of another tower in your energy, bringing down some beliefs that maybe you didn't realize were holding you back and opening you up to something better. They tell me that your intuition is going to guide you all the way through this, even though it's going to be not necessarily easy to heal some of the wounds that are brought to the surface. But through this process, not only do you learn better judgment, but you learn to find that sense of empowerment, which is really amazing. All right, Meta, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I'm sorry about that. I had to answer. I appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope it was helpful. All right. Sarah. Sorry, you guys. I can't stand having icons on my phone. It bothers me. Sarah, come on up. So much has changed lately, and it was like I had to let go of control and let the universe tell you when. Yes! Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Hey, May, good to see you. I'm glad you were able to see it. Sarah, come on down. You are up, my friend. Say hello. Come on down, Sarah. Hello. All right, Sarah, you've got my undenied attention. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sandy, I appreciate you. All right, here we go. Sarah, do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. Sarah, when I come into your space, it has a lot of orange in it. So orange is the color of the sacral chakra. This is the home of the roles that we play. My guides show these to me almost like outfits or uniforms that we wear that sort of define the way other people see us. It's also the home of the relationships that are the result of those roles, right? You have a lot of activity in that sacral chakra, and some of it has a darker color to it. So usually what that means for me is that there's a role change happening for you, and it's not necessarily an easy or comfortable role shift. This feels like a role that you have fulfilled for quite a while. And now it's come to a point where it needs to evolve or change. And there's this stubbornness, unwillingness to go with it, to go with the change. And this, like what they're showing me, is someone who's outgrown the clothes that they're wearing and stubbornly refusing to change into something that fits better. But it's only because for some reason you're not looking at the full closet full of clothes. You're only looking at the empty closet where you think this is the only one that was there. I understand that for a long time you fulfilled a role that was necessary for you to fill, and I'm not saying it was unpleasant. You probably liked it, and maybe it was the role of mom or partner or sister or whatever, but now you're being asked to step outside of that role, and it doesn't mean you have to leave that behind. It's about and in this universe. It's and. It's not or, it's and. How can you be a bigger version of yourself and continue to fulfill this role? Are you giving space for you and this role that you are fulfilling? And I don't necessarily feel like this is an easy transition for you to make. I don't want to say it's destructive because I don't feel like it's unexpected. I just feel like there's some speed bumps along the way and some recalibration that needs to happen in your energy, so to speak, getting you back into frequency alignment with where you want to go. I'm going to tell you, this role feels like it's been part of you for a long time. It feels anchored, and it feels scary to let it go because what's on the other side of that is unknown. So it's whatever it is, it's a role you filled for a long time, but it's time to evolve beyond just that piece. It's like saying, I am a woman and something else. I am a teacher and something else. Don't limit yourself. And I understand that it may feel foggy and maybe you don't know exactly what it is, but I would encourage you to look at your life and ask yourself, where are you telling yourself you can't be or do something that you feel a desire to do? If you feel a desire to be a teacher, it's because you have the frequency to be a teacher. If you feel the desire to be a tarot card reader, it's because you have the frequency to embody the job of a tarot card reader. You would not desire something you could not find a way to embody. But it's about remembering that you live in a limited environment. And so you have to find a way to work with the environment instead of fighting against the environment you find yourself in. All right. Sarah, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. You are literally manifesting a brand new role for yourself. It's coming forward, and this is your time to believe in you and your ability to do that. This may require discipline from you. You might have to buckle down and actually put some work in, but it will be worth it because this is a job in self-sufficiency, recognizing that you don't have to fulfill the roles that everyone else gave you all the time, but you have the opportunity to grow your own. My guides tell me this is not necessarily going to be super comfortable or easy. But what it does when you let go of your reluctance is it actually brings together the pieces of yourself that you've neglected, and it starts to draw together the cooperative components that are going to help you feel like things are finally starting to work out. It opens up the path in front of you and it calls you forward, but the missing ingredient is your conviction, your belief that you can do it, you can embody it, you can take it forward with you. You need that. You've got to find that in order to walk forward. Sarah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May, I'm so sorry that my list is closed for the rest of the week. I'll be back next week, though. Sarah, thank you. I appreciate it. 11:22 on the clock. Confirmation on the clock. I love it. All right. Last but not least, we've got Donna. Come on down, Donna. Well, welcome, Crystal. I'm so glad, Sarah. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate you. Hello, Donna. Donna, your energy is different. I like it. Hello, Cat and Jack. What's up? All right, DG, I got you. 12:30. Here we are. Cat and Jack, well, thank you, but that might be a lot. All right, here we go. Donna, do me a favor. All right, take a nice big deep breath in all the way down to your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. Donna, readings like yours make me a little bit nervous because when I come into your space, I have no sensation of I need to talk about this or that, or this chakra is bigger than that one, or you're out of balance, or anything like that. I don't have any indication of that. When I look at your energy, it looks smooth. It looks like it's all talking to each other. All of the chakras are communicating in the way they should. That while there is no one chakra that's standing out from any of the others, this is actually a good thing. It indicates a relative state of balance. That doesn't mean you don't have moments throughout your day where you feel like you're losing yourself for a minute, but it does mean that more often than not, you're in a resonant state of balance with the higher version of you. I feel like something must have changed relatively recently. Something must have changed relatively recently where you've redirected your attention towards something that feels a little bit more inspired or a little bit better, or you started to and then reneged on yourself or something. But there's a feeling of some change recently that helped you settle into this state of resonance. You have a good momentum going behind you and a good state of flow. This is the space where you overthink things, friend. So don't do that. Just because nothing bad is happening doesn't mean nothing is happening. And that's a bad habit of thought to get stuck in, right? Things change slowly because you live in a limited environment. Things change slowly. So you have to have the patience to go through those times in your life where it doesn't feel like a lot is happening, while trusting that all change happens on the inside first before it can manifest to the outside. So just because you can't see it with your beautiful little eyeballs doesn't mean it's not changing. All of your energy looks good, cohesive, like it's all talking to each other. There's nothing that makes me feel like you need to change or do anything specific to your energy. I know that may not be what you want to hear, but you're in a good place. And sometimes what we need to do is give ourselves permission to just enjoy being in a good place, you know? Donna, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Like I said, you're kind of in this state of recovery where everything is flowing very well. They want you to understand that you have all the emotional wisdom you need to walk right into this feeling of home and celebration, everything. They do confirm for me that over the last few weeks, maybe there was some sort of new truth that came to the surface to allow you to embrace a truth of you. This may be a new inspiration that you had or something, but they're saying that this brought a truth to the surface, and that feels like a good confirmation. You are starting out on a new path, friend, and this is exciting, but there's nothing to be worried about. You're lined up. You're ready. It's like you're just walking through life right now, and they want you to embrace that. Your higher self is leading the way, and allow it to do so. Give yourself permission to sit with that feeling of fulfillment in your energy and actually see the world that you've created for yourself. My guides are telling me you have to release the need to constantly feel like you need proof and enjoy the feeling of having arrived. Is just be okay with there's nothing wrong. Right? I think so many people, they come to me because they want to know what's wrong with them. But I would challenge everyone to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. So focus on what's right. Focus on what feels good. Focus on what helps you feel brighter, and stop telling yourself that there's something wrong. There's not something wrong. You're good. Donna, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope it was helpful. I appreciate you guys and everything that you've done, all of your support. Please check out my other platforms if you can. Meta, Chrissy, and Whitney, thank you so much for your support as mods. I could not do it without you. The next time I will be live on YouTube is next Tuesday, so keep an eye out. Private sessions are available. They are full for the rest of the week, but next week there are times available. Thank you, friends. Thank you if you're watching the replay. Thank you for checking it out. Have a beautiful day, you guys.